Selecting elements. There are multiple ways to select elements in Revit. We're going to explore them all, but let's start with the very basic. When you hover your cursor on an element, it will be highlighted. Click the element to select. Click anywhere else on the blank screen to deselect. Adding elements. Hold the Ctrl key and click on an element to add it to the current selection. Remove elements. Hold the Shift key and click on an element to remove it from the current selection. Using the Tab key. When there are multiple objects close to one another, use the Tab key to highlight different elements. Chain Select. Another feature of the Tab key is the ability to chain select walls and lines. If you press Tab a few times, walls or lines that are linked together will be highlighted in blue. Select all instances. Revit allows you to select all identical objects. Select one of the instances and use the right-click menu. Go to the Select All Instance submenu, then select Visible in View. Are you wondering how many elements you have selected? Have a look at the instance properties just below the preview image for the family. Window selection. Drag your cursor to create a box and quickly select multiple elements. When you create a selection box from left to right, it is called a window selection. Elements must be entirely inside the box to be selected. Crossing selection. A selection box that goes from right to left is called a crossing selection. The box outlines are dashed. Any element that is touched by the box will be selected, even if not entirely inside. The filter. When selecting a bunch of elements at once, it is likely you will have more categories than you need. Click on the filter icon at the bottom right of your screen. Uncheck any categories that you don't want to be selected. Reselect previous selection. A common issue when selecting elements is to lose your selection by mistake. If that happens, simply use the right-click menu and click on Select Previous. Your selection will be back. Selection options. Revit allows you to control how objects can be selected. Have a look at the lower right of your screen. These icons show if a selection option is active or inactive. If there is a small X next to the icon, it means the selection option is turned off. For example, one of the options is called Drag Elements on Selection. If turned on, it allows you to select and move objects with a single click. This can cause a lot of mistakes, so turn the option off by default. Another selection option is called Select Elements by Face. Most elements are selected by clicking on the edge, but if you activate this option, you can also select by clicking on the face. For example, we can select the wall by clicking in the middle. If you turn off the selection option, it doesn't work anymore. This is very helpful when selecting floors, ceilings, and roofs. Another useful selection option is called Select Pin Elements. Revit allows you to pin elements so they cannot be moved and deleted. In this example, we select a grid and pin it. For the moment, you can still select it. If you make the selection option inactive, the grid cannot be selected anymore.